Now let me take you to have a look at what the actual Chunfeng 750SR looks like. Just now, Chunfeng released its largest displacement flagship 4-cylinder sport bike, the 750SR-S, as well as the smallest displacement mini sport bike, the new Pearvexo. There were also Chunfeng's factory racing team riders present at the event. I guess you could say I had a successful fan moment today. I got a photo with the annual champion Aaron. Guys, show some hype in the chat. In this video, we'll focus on the newly released 750SR-S. As for the PHAV, hit that follow button and I'll update you on it tomorrow. Alright guys, now let me show you how this bike performs in a static test ride. I'm 1.78 meters tall and weigh 68 kilograms. When I sit on it, I can clearly feel that both of my feet are flat on the ground. Even my heels touch the ground. There's absolutely no pressure when sitting on it. The front is quite narrow, and with a seat height of 805 millimeters, it's actually not that high, so I feel no pressure at all sitting on it. Also, the entire upper triple clamp at the front, the handlebars are mounted just a little bit above it, but the angle of the handlebars is tilted slightly downward. This setup creates a vibe where the height feels low, but the angle gives off a bit of an aggressive, sporty feel. So when you ride for a long time, your upper body actually isn't that hunched over, but your wrists still feel a bit sporty, like in a racing position. As for the position of the foot pegs, among current sport bikes, it's slightly higher than the middle, but compared to pure sport bikes, including its own 675, it's actually not as aggressive. So with this bike, if you ride for a long time in this kind of posture, compared to the 675 and similar models, it should be relatively more comfortable. It's a setup that's more oriented towards street riding and mountain roads. Alright, now let's take a look at the overall exterior design of this bike. Since there are other media people filming as well, there might be some obstructions at times. As for the overall exterior design, it basically continues the current design style of the 675SR. For example, take a look at the entire front of the bike. You can see that the front end is very robust, although the main headlight assembly is quite similar to that of the 675, with two boomerang-shaped LED daytime running lights on top. And here it features a ram air intake. If I remember correctly, this ram air intake can increase the power by 2,000 watts. And right here there's a huge winglet. Take a look at this winglet. Wow, it's massive. What a big winglet. As for the size of the windscreen, its area isn't particularly large. When it comes to CFMOTO's windscreens, the factory ones are actually relatively conservative in height. Later on, you can upgrade it with aftermarket parts, and the manufacturer itself also offers upgraded options, allowing you to make the windscreen more upright. You can take a look at its entire side fairing. This side fairing actually resembles the style of the 450 a bit, especially in this area. This is the main fairing. And then on the side here, the lines and contours in this part are somewhat similar to those on the 450. CFMOTO has now actually developed its own distinct design language, and there are always some connections between each generation. And then the fuel tank up here, the shape of this fuel tank is similar to that of the 675. It's a bit different now. The shape of this fuel tank is closer to that of the 500SR. It's a bit more rounded. On the 675, there's an extra surface in this area, making the 675 look more angular. Take a look at the entire upper part. The craftsmanship here is excellent. The surface has a textured, grainy feel. And right here there's a 750SR badge, along with a small Songfeng motor nameplate. Then there's an adjustable gold QYB shock absorber. If you look down here, the gold shock absorber has a really striking visual effect. It's a very robust and sturdy shock. Nowadays, in fact, many manufacturers try to cut costs, and at around the 600C or 700C level, they're often unwilling to provide fully adjustable shock absorbers anymore. But as for Songfeng, they've always kept this feature in their configurations. From this position above, when you're actually sitting on the bike, this is the view you get. It looks extremely robust, clearly like a liter class bike. The fairings on both sides are very, very wide, so it's obviously a big bike, and it looks much larger than the 675 in terms of size. This quad exhaust at the back, I actually think it looks pretty cool. When you see the real bike, the way the quad exhaust matches the size of the bike, it doesn't feel over the top or anything like that. It just feels right. Each of the four exhaust pipes isn't actually that big. The size of each individual pipe is even a bit smaller than the one on the 500SR. So when you put them all together on the bike, it doesn't look bulky at all. It just feels right. According to the official introduction, even when it's at its highest temperature, the temperature you feel on the outside is 55 degrees Celsius. 55 degrees isn't too bad. If you put your foot here, it doesn't really feel hot. So for passengers on the back seat, it's actually quite friendly. Take a look at this area. The air vent here has been kept as well. This is pretty standard. Almost all models have this design. It's just that this time, the air vent is made relatively smaller. And if you look at the taillight, it's also in a style very similar to that of the 675. Also, the stock license plate holder at the back is already positioned quite high. The original factory placement is already set pretty high. Then moving to the side, you'll notice this very, very large single-sided swing arm, and this swing arm features some aerodynamic wheel cover designs. The aerodynamic wheel cover works like this. It's made of two different materials. The main wheel hub itself is a multi-spoke design, and then in these areas, there are aerodynamic wheel covers that are attached over it. If you don't like the look of the aerodynamic covers later on, you can actually remove them. As for the tires, both the front and rear use a 1/20 in the front and a 1/80 in the rear. You can take a look at the rear from this angle. The tire is extremely, extremely wide. So when you look at it from the front or the back, it really has the presence and proportions of a leader class bike. Very robust and very wide. At the front of this bike, both sides are equipped with Brembo opposed 4-piston calipers, and here there's an air guide cover installed. Now let's go over the specs of this bike. It comes with a 40% discount on the IM price. Then there's straight line and cornering ABS. And basically, in terms of electronic controls, it's currently the strongest among domestically produced models in the same class. It also has a 2-level traction control TC system. As for the engine, it's equipped with an inline 4-cylinder 749cc engine. You've already seen the specs before, 82 kilowatts, which means a maximum output of 111 horsepower. In addition, it also features a ram air intake, which can further increase the power by 2 kilowatts. So with this bike's overall power, over 100 horsepower, you really don't need to have any worries or doubts about its performance. It also comes equipped with a one-way quick shifter, which is an upshift quick shifter. Noise. You can take a look at its seat. The seat is made of perforated material, and the rear part here uses a non-slip material. It's a combination of two different materials. Right here, there's an S2S brand logo, symbolizing its status as a high-end customized edition. And then, the middle section here is relatively low compared to the rest, so the height requirement for the rider isn't that high. The overall frame design is actually quite similar to that of the 500 SR2. I took a look and you can see it uses 2 steel tubes, and at the front there's an extended bracket with a steel tube, trellis frame structure. As for the overall craftsmanship, it maintains the consistently high standard that CFMOTO is known for. To sum up, the 750S is a street sport bike that, in terms of looks, riding position and performance specs, is all aiming for the liter class level. Its main selling point is that it offers a lot for your money. As for the price, it hasn't been announced yet, but I think there will be a big surprise in terms of value for money. So keep an eye out for CFMOTO Day.